Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the session Azure module, Windows Azure, Microsoft Azure, whatever you pronounce. And last class we were started with second module and we have completed some of the demos, and we are going to continue with the rest of the demos. Okay. Monica, good morning. Ashok, Ankit, Suhas, and Nungambakam, guest ID 003, Akash, Srimati, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Dipali, hi Dipali. So last class, do you remember there is a fourth demo which we are doing? At that time we were started it just because I have given the reason also in the group, stating that as we have changed one of the columns names as F name as first name in the database table, it is it is Venkat Narendra. Okay, it is what is the name? It is there in the database table first name. But when we are using the object context, the model class name as properties name must match with the columns names of your table. Whereas at the time, as there is a mismatch in the data columns names, it is not coming. The same if you work on the departments table to retrieve the data, it will work. Why it is working? Because there is no mismatch in the columns names of the model class as well as in your database table. That's the reason it is not working, otherwise it will work. Okay. So last class what we have done, we have learned code first approach one demo, how you can use the table annotation, column annotation, foreign key annotation you can use in order to set the foreign key or table name differently you want to provide while saving in the database, column name to be different when saving in the database when compared with the property name of your class. So that we have seen, and then you have used the link concept to retrieve the data. Then we have used to retrieve the same data using the object context. That is where we started. But you can check with the departments table, it will work. Okay. Now the another thing is continuation is retrieval of the data can be done in three ways actually. Link you can use, object context you can use, or direct SQL statements also you can use. So we are learning from fifth demo where we are going to retrieve the data using the direct SQL statement. You know how to write SQL statement, you think. So there is a shortcut methodology where even link also not required. Directly you can be able to retrieve the data with the help of your SQL query that you are writing. That is called as direct SQL query, with which I can retrieve the data. That is the demo we are going to see today. And till these last three demos are what? Retrieving the data. But we can also do insertion, deletion, updation. Those also you can do with the direct SQL if you know the SQL queries, how to write insert statement, delete, update. Because we are already well versed with the SQL server, you know the insert syntax, you know delete syntax, you know update syntax. So these three demos also we are going to see. And in SQL server we have also created procedures and functions like that. Think so that I have created one procedure in my SQL server. That procedure I want to execute from the application, ASP application, and get the result of that procedure from here to display from here. So how can I do that work? These are the demos we are seeing in the second chapter itself, which were left over. Then we'll start with the third chapter. Okay, first let me complete these demos first, which are very, very simple demos. So as I already opened, let me open the document which last time I have used. Just 1 minute, okay. Just a minute, I'm opening. Yes, this is the module. I'm sharing the system. I'm sharing my system. Just wait. Anywhere, any doubt, you feel free and ask me, okay? Last class we were done with till the fourth demo. That demo you people do it because I told you clearly what is the drawback of that particular one, because we changed the column name in the database table as first name, but in our model class it is S name. Because there is a mismatch in the column name, it is not working. So for department table it will work 100%. Demo 2 we finished, demo 3 we finished, demo 4 also we finished. That is what only mistake you work with the department table. And now demo 5. This is the demo 5, retrieving the data using the direct SQL queries. That means still link with link you have checked, that we got it in the third demo, and then we have checked with the object context, that is the place where we got mistake, and now we are checking with the direct SQL statement. Simple SQL statement if you know enough. You know data context creation, you have created an object for that, you think so. Simple, that data context object name dot, table name is what, employees dot, and you can give this SQL query method where you can directly give the SQL server statement. So this is the first demo that I am telling you, Joshine, nothing else. So last class we have done retrieval using link, retrieval using, records from your employee table using what are the techniques used, link you use, object context. Now you are learning the same retrieval from the same table with the help of what? SQL, direct SQL statement. That means directly you will provide the SQL statements. That's what I am telling. How simple, you see, what context of your database context class object you create, that context dot table name dot SQL query is the predefined method where you can directly write your query what you want. So select star from employees, you take it and you just give it to list, so that this entire query will be executed and the rest of all the records will be stored in the variable QR. It's not QR, EMPS like that you give, because you have already executed, you got the employee records. So use the for each loop to take one record from that list and all the columns values you display. This is what we are going to see. This I am going to show you in our existing application only. Okay, because we are started with one application, there only I am going to show you. So every step is in this document as it is. If you do, you will get the project. If I am sharing that project, you will not understand what is the first step I have done, what the second step I have done. This document will help you out. So now what we are doing? Using the direct SQL statement, we are trying to retrieve the data from your table. So for your knowledge, I will open even SQL server which we have already created. Okay, SQL server also I am opening in my system because we created one database last class. The same database I will open, existing records I will show, those records how to retrieve using the direct SQL I will show you. Not only that, insertion, deletion, updations also I will show you using the direct SQL. So you should remember last class we created one database. Our database name is pgpv3_2_ Azure DB, I think. pgpv3 NIT pgpv3 Azure DB. This is our database. Select star from employee details. So this is our table name. We have 3 records. Okay. So these 3 records are how to retrieve from our database using the direct SQL statements. So how simple, let me open our Visual Studio, and I'm opening yesterday's, last class, whatever I taught, that only I'm going to open. What is that? Azure CH2 Demos is our application name. please put your concentration. These are the advanced concepts, but simple concepts only. More advanced concepts you will get in the other chapters. Very lengthy code also will be there. Okay, but you need to understand all those. And now what we have to do, let me go to our control, where is our program that says in this main function. So whatever you have written, I'm commenting, this is correct actually. The only problem is what, see, last class we did not get it. Same as it is code I have done with the departments table, I got it. Why I got it? Because the columns names of your model class and the columns names of your table are matching. But in the previous one, F name here, their first name. That's why object context is not working. Okay. So now I will execute this fourth demo. So whatever we have done, that same thing you can be able to see here, records. Can you see that records you are getting from the departments table? There are 2 records, so the only 2 I am getting it. So 100% it is the correct one only, object context. Only the thing is, because we changed the column name, it is not working. So now let me comment all this. So context, see here, context creation I was not commented. You can see that I was not commented this line, so that context creation is already there. So where EMPS you give it, okay. So you simply give the command as db.employees, from which table you want to retrieve the data, the table name dot SQL query. Okay, in the bracket you write your direct command SQL star from employee details. Okay, madam, it is employee details. Why it is showing employees means in the local computer it is employees is the name. In the original database it is employee details. So don't do any mistake over there. Okay, so employee details. So all the records, sorry, this is not yet finished, my dears. So this entire query I should put it in the bracket, and I should say that to list, because I want to execute it and I want to get the result dot to list. See here I have converted into to list, so it got executed also, and the result is already there in EMPS. Only I need to take care of the printing for each group. So record by record I want to take it, means you know that it is employee class type, so EMP in EMPS. From EMPS one record I am taking into EMP, which is of type EMP. Now console.writeLine, one column you display. How many columns do we have? See how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times I am going to give 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because 5 columns I have given like that. So how you will do it? EMP.id, EMP. F name, EMP dot middle name, EMP dot salary, EMP dot what is the other one, department ID. Okay, so that is the one which I have written. So now these are the records that you got it. So for each record, if you want to display some stars line or is equal to line, so for each record I am writing like this. So now let me execute. Whether it is working or not, you will understand. There is some mistake. Execution option. What is that? Mistake. String command type, string entity name, and handles a system that doesn't code that entity command execution exception. The reader is incompatible with the specified Azure options employee. Problem is what you are understanding, that F name, their first name is there, because of which it is not coming. So what we will do? We will give as departments. Okay, the best one is departments table. So then you will not get any mistake. You will get 100% answer, because That's the only mistake we have given. So what we'll do is better we change that one, then only we can work with that. Otherwise it is giving problem. Now you have only two. And once again this you make it as DUPTF. For that call, first we will make a good habit that we will change it. We will drop the database and recreate, and we will remove that column name. Okay, that we will do it. Otherwise it is really a waste of time. Always we are working on the DUPTF table. So nothing wrong in our program actually. The problem is the column name is not matching. That's why it is not given. See here. Are you understanding? The command is correct only. So what we will do? We will do one thing. Okay. So wantedly we will comment all our works and we will drop the database, recreate it. Because every time like that means we will not be able to understand. So I am create not like this, drop create database. If model changes, you take this one and initialize database. Okay. Okay, initialize data context. So let me go to my context, not my context, employee. This column, whatever extra we have given, I'm removing this line. Okay. Because of that only these many problems we are getting. And database has been created successfully. Control F5. It should drop. What is the mistake? We have to close the SQL server and then it, because when it is in open state it cannot drop the database. So let us stop this work because it is in the open state. That's why it is unable to do. So SQL server, whatever I open, I am closing it. Okay. Now we will execute. Are you understanding how fast you got it? Because it is in open state, it is unable to drop the database and recreate it. Now it is dropped. So see, remember 0 records are there. Remember, now in your database of SQL server you got 0 records. Management Studio I am opening. So 0 records will be there in our database. We will enter some records now and we will continue with our working with the employees table only. Because previously context one, everything I am telling with departments because of that problem only. Now the column is FNAME only. So no problem. But records all are removed because we dropped and recreated. See here, select star from. I am hiding my view. I am going to insert some records into that. That's it. Select star from. Employee details. Okay. Now 0 records you see. So select star from departments. F5. Insert into departments values. names and afterwards stamp, salary and department too. So 5 records. Okay, so now records are ready, everything. Now it will work or not, you check. Previously it is not working, right? Now it will work for EMPS also. See here, previously I am wantedly changing as it is not allowing, etc. 1 minute. What is the problem? We have to comment this. We have to comment this. We need to uncomment this line. Okay, this is the line we need to uncomment. db.employees.sql query, employee details. This is the only mistake that you can understand, that it is coming means you will understand. Yes, it is correct. Okay. So now it will work or not, it will retrieve our records or not, it checks. Oh, this message needs to be commented. Okay, by mistake I was not to see here, all your records you are retrieving. That's what I am telling. Everything is correct in our code, whatever we have done. The only problem is because column name is mismatched, it is not working. That's it. So is that clear to all of you? Is that clear to all of you, that whatever I have done, is that clear? So please confirm. Anybody is having any doubts, you confirm. Any doubts first? Raise your hand and ask me. Could you please explain difference between object context? See, direct SQL, you are writing the direct SQL statement, and see here, there are different techniques. Using object context also you can retrieve. In object context, see here, I just want to tell, if it is in the, where is object context? Can you see that there is a special method to execute store queries the method if your data is in the format of object context. You cannot apply the command as SQL query. I have to apply a command called as to think, so certain times you will get the data in object context format, and I want to retrieve the data from that. Then I should use this methodology, because I am telling you that in case your data is in object context format, how you can retrieve. That is a special method, execute store query you should use, and the query to be given. Okay, that is also query, but this is the method if it is in the format of object context. In case it is not in object context format, normal Tableau for normal data, then how I can use it? Easy shortcut method is what? Direct SQL I can be able to use. So is it clear? Who is that? Somebody asked it. Monica, you asked. How? See, whenever certain times some of the web applications will send the output in the format of object context. The data you receive is in the object context format, and that data you want to display on the monitor. So then you have to, how to understand means it depends. You check the data type of it. 100% it will be in the object context format. Think so that I got a variable X. Can you identify it is int or float or like that? But you should have, as a developer, you should have the idea in which for data type variable it is. Like that. Think so that there are two applications. One is sending the information that is received by the second. and the first application is sending the information in the object context of format, you think so, then it's my duty to understand in which format am I getting the information from the other application. Accordingly, I need to write the code to work with that data. If it is sending in direct SQL object context, I need to use that format. No, normally it is sending the context, I will come. That depends on, see, that's what is the developer. See, who is writing this code? Not the client. It's you who is going to write. It's you who is giving the linking, you are giving the link between two applications. So you must have the idea, otherwise you cannot do it. You are the developer. Remember that, Monica, you are the developer here. You are not the end user. End user doesn't require to know all this. Only you should know. For end user, whatever code you are using also, it is answer he or she is able to see. If I am executing, I am the end user. I got the same answer for the previous one, second one also. Internally, developer needs to understand which code needs to be used. I am telling all the techniques, whichever is feasible that you can utilize is the meaning. Okay. You joined the session late. Okay. So you can tell me which chapter, second chapter, okay. So second chapter we are learning Surbi. So coming late is not allowed every day. You should come on time. So Monica, did you get my point, what I said? We did not use, that's what, see, every time when you are going to, that's what I am telling, when you are going to advanced topic, something you should learn on your own also. Everything new you will get. In this one, don't expect that whatever you learnt in AC you will get. Something, everything. See, did you learn this insertion link you learnt in the AC? But did you learn only retrieval only you learnt? But did you learn insertion, deletion, updations? No. Now you can learn from here insertions, deletions, updations with the help of the link. And not only using that, using direct SQL statements also you can do. These are the advanced concepts I am telling that these are also there. Okay. Even whatever I am telling, that is only the topics are there, I am not telling. You have a number of techniques, out of which few we are learning. Okay. So this is retrieval. So 3 types of retrieval we have seen. Now, every time you are retrieving, madam, can't we do the DML operations, insert, delete, update? You can do it. So there is no difference in this. Insertion time, don't think of printing like this. You are retrieving means you will print. So how simple you can do, I am making your work easier, you see here. Only I want to insert one record. Insert a record into employee details table. How simple I will tell you. See, same way, some variable QRY is equal to, you need to use, instead of here you see what is the command you get, SQL query. But instead of SQL query you will be having different command. I'll show you, see here. I'll show only simple command, only difference, nothing else difference. So where is that? Execute SQL command is the command for any DML operation. Insert or delete or update. What is the command to execute that query? If it is select statement or procedure, SQL query. If it is DML operation, anything insert or delete or update using the direct SQL, then I have to use a method called as execute SQL command. That's the only difference. Execute SQL command means I am not retrieving, I am not querying data. I am only inserting or deleting or updating. Any DML operation using SQL direct operations, this is the way. Just to see how I am doing, you can write directly here. Already DB is available. So DB dot, okay, employees, that because you want to insert into this. Execute, not, sorry. You should say that DB dot database is the keyword. Any DML operation you should write like this. Not employees like that. Which table you want to insert, you don't tell all those. You will just tell, see here. DB dot database dot execute. Can you see that there is a command, it is showing that execute SQL command, that is the command you take, and directly write your command. Insert into employee details values as it is, as you write in your SQL server. Double quotes close, and let me write the values. First one is identity column, so you should not provide the value. Second one is, so Monica's record will write. Okay, Akuri Maunika, first name, last name, then salaries, how much you want. I am writing imagination, but you change it as 42 or 50 or whatever you want, okay? And I am giving the department as 3. And whether it is really done or not, if you want to check, this is the execution of that. And again, see, actually this where query also not required. You can you check? This is int. Why it is means you just understand. Can you, everybody start thinking once, I am writing some insert statement in the SQL server and I selected and pressed F5. What it will do? What will be displayed at the bottom? If I am giving some delete statement, I execute it in SQL server. What is going to be displayed? Can anybody start typing? What it will just recall your SQL. What you found after the execution at the bottom as a message. Very good. 1 row affected, 2 rows affected. That's the number of rows that is affected integer. That's the reason how many rows it thinks so that if it is really inserted 100% it will be 1 if it is in the case of insert statement. If it is delete, so how many rows are deleted, that number will be there in this NR. That's the reason this you take it as integer variable. By checking that variable int number of NR means number of rows affected, you think so. 100% it should be is equal to if NR is greater than 0, 100% it means that it is inserted successfully. Give the message for the user that employee information saved successfully. Finished. Now you check whether it is working or not. Employee information saved successfully. Do you want to check it is saved or not? Come back to our, not this one. Where is it? So give the select statement. Select star from employee details. Check this record is there or not. So in a single line you are doing the work of execution. Just shine, it's not command execute, it will give 1 row affected, 2 rows affected, 3 rows affected, like that you used to get as a message. So that is numeric value. Like that here also when you execute, it returns a number, it executes and returns the number how many rows were affected. That's the reason we are receiving into an integer variable. Okay. So in the same manner, insertion very good. I want to delete this record. Which record will delete? So this Tarun record will delete. Tarun record is what? Whose ID is equal to 2. That record I want to delete. So if I want to delete, what is the simple command? Again in the same manner you have to tell, I will comment this. And one more thing my dears, I just want to give you idea. I don't require to delete only one record. At the title stress I can delete many. Think so that based on department number 1, where department number is equal to 1, if I am trying to delete, both the records will be deleted. Both the records will be deleted. That's Tarun and Abdul also. Let us do that work. Okay, because you need to understand that also. Department wise I will try to delete. So 2 rows needs to be deleted. So int NR is equal to, I will display NR also, so that you will find it as 2. Okay. db.database.execute SQL command in the bracket delete from employee details where department ID is equal to 1. Finish. Now console.write line. Okay. Number of records deleted is NR. Check. Really deleted or not, you will understand. Check how much it has shown. 2. Really deleted, they are from your database. So you have any doubts like that means you can go and check the same query, you give it and check all of you in your SQL server. You check those 2 records were left. You lost those 2 records, which is Tarun and Abdul records are removed because their department ID is 1. No more department ID 1 records are there. In the same manner, updations also can be done. Think so that this is 20,000 I have given for ID as code, please, Monica. Simple. See, DB, say like previously DB is what? your context, you check DB is equal to your data context class, you will create that object. That object dot database dot execute, same as like this, execute here also, execute SQL command, here also execute SQL command, any DML operation, same command. So delete from employee details where department ID is equal to 1 I gave, so both were removed. Got it, Monica? Now what I will do for employee ID 5, 20,000 is there, I will change it as 25,000. Check it. For Nevas, what is the salary? 20,000 is there, which I want to modify to 25,000. So update command I am going to show you for here. Again these two I am commenting. So int nr is equal to db.database.execute SQL command update. You should have the knowledge of SQL, okay? Update which table? Employee details, set salary is equal to 25,000 where ID is equal to 5. Finish my command. Executed also. Console.writeLine, number of records updated, okay, 0, which is in nr variable. Now you execute and check whether are you getting it or not. All of you please check one record updated. If it was updated or not, you have to go back and check immediately in your SQL server also. Then only it is a confirmation. Amit Pandey, what are you writing? No, you wrote for what? What is that? No, please write the complete message. Any doubt means you write that message. Can you see that it has become 25,000? These are the single one-line commands using direct SQL with which I can do insertion, deletion, updations easily. So this is one. And in your code first approach, automatic generated code, if you see, there are some other methods are there with which I can do the insertions, deletions, updates. That also is possible. How you can do that possibility is, that's also if you want to know, using the link queries, I want to, this is direct SQL I told. But using whatever, I can say that not link, we have seen in code first, that approach I am telling. That so many techniques are there for insertion deletions like that. Everything I cannot say, but few I can tell. This technique I told, even with link queries also, I am going to show you one simple example how to do the insertion and updation. So that is either one, but this is the simplest way, this direct SQL. That's why I told this one first. So, and before I am going for that other approach, I want to show you one more thing. There is one procedure I am going to create in the SQL server. I am going to create one procedure. All of you see my desk. Create procedure. Procedure name is what? Get salary is my what? Get okay. Get salary, and this get salary, which needs to take ID as the input. Okay, correct only. Yes. So I am taking ID as input as, and what am I going to return from here is return. See, if I want to return as begin end, so select salary from employee details where ID is equal to @ID. Finish. So I think you can understand this is select query. Whatever value you are passing for this argument, that record I am searching, and in that whatever salary value is that I am selecting, this is my procedure. Otherwise, get salary instead of that, get details. Get EMP details is my procedure name, and all the details of the employee whose ID was passed, only that by employee's details needs to be retrieved. So what am I doing? So any mistake I have done is showing red color. Let me check. F5. It's created. So red color like that. You can see the procedure once, all of you. What is procedure? Oh God. Anybody without the knowledge of SQL server here? Thane Center student. So you are part of Azure. Do you have the idea of SQL Server? Do you know SQL Server or not? Are you a PGP student or not is my question. You can speak. Speak. Yes, you are audible. You speak loudly. You speak. Don't type. You speak. You know SQL or not? In SQL you did not learn procedures. You did not learn procedures. Without learning procedures, you completed SQL. Say loudly. You are talking to whom with me? You are seeing that side, that side. Why? You look at me and speak.
I forget that.
You?
Forget.
You forgot procedures. You'll forget your name also after a few days. You'll forget that you are PGP student also. But I'm not here to teach procedures. Are you getting my point? I'm here to how to execute this procedure from the Azure module. It does not mean that I can teach the SQL server now. Procedures, functions, self statement, can I able to teach? Tell me. Which module am I teaching, SQL or Azure? SQL or Azure? Which module we are learning? Azure we are learning. Don't say that we are learning SQL. We are learning Azure. As part of Azure, to interact with the databases I am doing. I cannot explain all these procedures also. These you have to learn at the time of your SQL only. I can't give every explanation which is already long back finished. If that is the case, even 3 months is not sufficient for us to complete Azure.
Procedure is like a function in Java.
You can see the procedure and you try to understand this is the procedure which takes an ID as input and retrieving only the record from employees whose ID is equal to the value this is passed by you. If I give now execution of that procedure I am doing, how the people will forget this for small functions I don't really understand. See here I gave one. So now you see here. Sorry, execution, wait. See here, I got only employee once record I got it. I am scrolling up, just wait, okay? Just to see whose record I got it. I think your video only is, check whose data I got it, whose ID is equal to 1, that record I got it. When I am executing the procedure, in case I am giving 4. Then whose record should come? Only whose ID is 4, that record should come. So that this is the procedure I have created. This procedure I am going to execute using my direct SQL is the one which I told. And this is also retrieval, not insertion, deletion, updation, it is retrieval. Again I should not use execute SQL command, I should use SQL query command. Like select statement how we executed like that. Now did you understand at least you are able to recall or not? If you are not able to recall 100%, I am telling that you don't know what is the procedure. It's that much like in ABCDs, like ABC, how it is that much simple concept in SQL server. I am telling the truth. This is the simplest concept in the SQL server when compared with triggers, functions and all this. But you forgot, you are saying, I cannot help more than this. Amit, I said you write your query, but you did not write. Vasai Center, Amit. You see how Amit is singing songs. He is unable to understand that he is on air. Amit Pandey from Vasai Center. If you want to sing songs and enjoy, you can log out and go and enjoy. Okay? So don't waste my time and others' time. See See, when I'm taking on here that student is singing the songs and after some time, madam, I did not understand, you will say. As if that the faculty's mistake. Your concentration is mandate, I'm telling. Finally, at the end, feedback? No. Because you will not think that you concentrated on the class or not. So, okay, let us go now. This procedure, how to execute using the direct SQL. It's the same as your SQL query. How did you write db.employees.sql query? How did you write? But it's like that only you should write. So you can see that that's also I kept, but that these all demos you need to see for your knowledge. That even I have created the procedure and I gave for you. And this procedure to execute from your environment same, but you should use database.sql query, but not employees.sql query. That's the only difference. SQL query is for retrieval. For doing the DML operations, that is execute SQL command. So two different methods. One is for query, SQL query, retrieve the data. One is to do the DML operations. Execute SQL command is the method. Rest of the things are same. What am I giving in the bracket? Simply XCC, my procedure name, what value do I want to pass as an argument. Finish. So again, you know, for each loop how to display the same you are going to use. Certain text, but anyway only one record will be there. But as it is the link query and retrieve the data in that, I have to use for each loop to display for that. So that's the same we are doing in our case also. We created get EMP details, I think. After this I will write a question and all of you must confirm me did you understand or not. If you understood, there is only one small topic in this chapter, that is Fluent API. Once that is finished, then we will go to the third chapter. I mean third module. Okay. So procedure execution now. For this, what we have to do? Already CTX DB is ready. So DB where EMP is equal to db.database.sql query in the bracket, in the double quote, exec means execute. What procedure to be executed? Recall the procedure name which we have created in our one. Get EMP details. So let me copy this one. 4 is what? John Paul's record. So we need to get John Paul's record as per our query. And what is the mistake? This is completely the one needs to be executed with a dot to list and put the result in the EMP variable. Okay. Now for each loop you use as usual. See, why should I write? That's why I am taking this one. I'm copying and pasting and I'll uncomment these lines. And this is EMPS usage, so EMPS in EMP. So I have to retrieve. What is the problem? Why it is giving like this? So okay. Now you execute and check. There is some error. Where is the mistake? db.database.sql query exec employee details 4 dot to list. One bracket open, second bracket, first bracket close, second bracket close, dot to list. Somewhere some mistake. You please check where I have done a mistake. So did you identify any mistake or here? db.database.sql query execute and Let me check. Still some error. One error. What is that error? String parameters. The type of arguments for method. What, there is some syntax error. What I have done, I did not understand. Acha. The mistake is, here I need to tell that whatever I am getting is in the format of employee class object. So this is okay. This we can give it as var now. Now I'll execute. Only the data type, which type of data? See here I got the John Paul. Only that mistake. That means, it means that whatever you are executing, it is retrieving the data in the format of an employee class. So that means whatever your result is coming should be saved in which class objects? Employee class objects. So I need to inform so that you will understand whatever result is returned by this function is of employee class object. So let me create those many objects, how many records are coming, those many objects, and put all these objects into this EMPS. So take one object from there into EMP and display. But as here only one record, only one object, so the loop is repeating only once and it is displaying the record. Is that clear to all of you now? Which demo you have doubt, any demo, any doubt you can write. Did you understand demos for DML operations and procedure execution using direct SQL? Using direct SQL, is it clear for you or not? You please confirm me. It's a single line commands. Everything is your SQL server. Procedure creation is your SQL server land. Execution you learned in your SQL. So that from the SP application, how I mean that from the console applications, how I can execute, get the result and display on the screen. That is what I have taught to you. Okay. Parul Sharma from Gurgaon, Ishita from Faridabad sector, Surbhi from City Center, Guest 02 from Thane, and Guest 01 from Porur Center. Hema, you are in offline state from Gurgaon. So these are the students. Let me check the latest one who did not give. Okay, Ishita from Faridabad sector and from Porur Guest 01. So these people from Porur and Ishita from Faridabad, raise your hand and confirm me. Rest of the students said that they understood well and good. When to use database.execute SQL. Maunika, simple one. DML operations when you perform, you use execute SQL command. DML operations. DML means insert, delete, update, right? But SQL statement means you are not inserting. It's a query language. You know that select comes under what? Data query, DQL, data query language. That is SQL query. The method name is SQL query. Even procedure is doing what? Retrieving the records, right? So SQL query. But only the thing is employees.s not SQL query, database.SQL query. But from the employees table, if you want to retrieve employees.SQL query. Direct SQL statement. There also database.SQL query correct. But you need to put in less than greater than employee you should write. Either one you can use. But remember, retrieval time, SQL query, you are only inserting or deleting or updating DML operations, execute SQL command. Yes, execute SQL command. That's what I am telling. Either delete, update or insert any of these three DML operations, execute SQL command. If it is a select statement or procedure execution, then you should use SQL query. Yes, yes, SQL query. Both are correct, Dharmendra. Whatever question, yeah. Monica, is your doubt clear? Okay. And Dharmendra, either one is correct, but link is the best. Why? Whatever I told SQL Direct is only to work with SQL databases only. But if I want to work with XML file, is it possible with the Direct XML? It is impossible. So 100% again you take the help of the link only. Visual Studio 2012 use ma'am, but no contact case. So I did not understand. Do you have Visual Studio 2012 or not? If you have, you can do the practicals, whatever I am telling. While you are installing, if it is already it's that means any version key it will ask, right? So that key is with you means you can install, otherwise you cannot install. If it is a cracked version, no need, it will, without asking only it will install. Code of demo and group name also. Code is Surdri, and I don't know, some of you are very new to the batch, I think. That's why every day you are asking the group name. Every day telling the group name is really not possible. It is distracting my teaching in the middle of the class. Day by day, who will give the group name? Every day you people will miss the group name. See, if I am doing this type of work, we will not complete our task. This is our group name, and already this document is posted with all the 9 demos, okay? Whatever I told, it was posted. The document I am showing, notepad, it is already posted, you can check from there. Joshin, it can retrieve 100 records also. Procedure, you set some department ID, you create a procedure where argument whatever you are sending is the department ID, and write the statement select star from employee details where department ID is equal to that received argument. Then you may have 2 records, 4 records, so for each loop will display. Just an easy or doubt clear. Procedure also can retrieve hundreds of records. Just an easy or doubt clear. Yes. Yes or no? Yes. So it is no rule that procedure will retrieve only 1 record. It may retrieve 100 records also. I have tested on the ID, so only 1 will be retrieved. If you test on the department ID, based on department ID, if you give to 2 people are there who are working in department ID 2, so 2 records will come. But I have done procedure to search based on the ID, so only 1 record will come. Okay? Because that is primary key, 2 records will not be there with the same ID. Okay. So now, so in this one only, long back, whatever in this one only, I have told you that things so that I feel that I have to create 5 tables. Students table, employees table, things so that courses table, discounts table, like that many tables are there. So those many model classes I have created using code first approach. Even I created data context class also. And I have already told you data annotations, table data annotation. Might be my model class name is something, but table name employee might be. But table name must be employee details, but not employee. So I must use a table attribute in front of the class name in the model. Think so that my column name is F name, but in my database it should be first name. So column attribute. I want to put foreign key relationship. I can use foreign key attribute. So these are all not in one model class. Every model class I have these type of requirements. In my model class name is STD, but my table name should be student details. My model class name is EMP, but my table name should be employee details. My model class name might be CRS, but my table name should be courses. Like that. So model class names are different. So like that in every model class I need to go and write the table attribute. above that class statement. Okay, and above the columns names I need to write the column statement to specify the different column name. So is there any possibility that I know that there are 5 tables, 5 model classes to represent 5 different tables. But what table attribute and column attributes, foreign keys I want to apply and all these, can I put it all these at one common location so that instead of going to every model class and write table attribute, column attribute, is there any facility? That is Fluent API. So Monica, so think so that code first approach I think you know. So let me take one of the students on air, interactivity will give some answer. Code first approach, you know? Code first. Database, I want to create with the code first approach. So I want 5 tables in my database. Students table, employees table, courses table, discounts table, some other thing, infra table. So some 5 tables. So how many model classes I should create in my application? 100% correct. My model class name I gave it as STD. But in the database it should be said with student details is the table name. But not STD. Model. So I need to use table attribute I should use. Table attribute. Class STD I'll write, above that table in the brackets in double quotes, and what is student details I need to write. If it is VNP is my class name or employee is my model class name, but table name should be employee details. So again I need to write table attribute where in the employee model class I need to write. Like that in every class some column names changes, some tables name changes, means I need to go to that respective model class and write. Add these annotations. So is there any possibility that all these classes, for all these classes, any table names changes, any column name changes, any foreign keys, can I put it at one location easily? So instead of going to every model class and applying, can I do it from a single common location is the question. That time there is a concept called as Fluent API. What the name of that I am going to write here is the FLUENT API. Fluent API is the one which resolves this problem. That means I have multiple model classes with a n number of properties. Either of the model classes table name to be different in the database and columns names to be different as per that compared with the property name. The column name should be different in the database table. So if you want to do, instead of going to every model class, I can do at one location only all these settings. Where can I do? Context file you are creating, data context file, my context we created, there only I can be able to do it. Are you understanding now what do you mean by Fluent API? So instead of going to every model class and attaching the table attribute, column attribute, foreign key attribute, all together in a context file itself. Data context consists of all tables list, right? There only can I do it, means yes, I can do it. That is what Fluent API is the meaning of it. So this Fluent API is this Fluent API I can perform using 2 methods are there. There are 2 methods, method 1 and method 2. What are 2 methods I am going to tell you. That is also documented, but I will tell you. Okay. So there is in method 1, in the data context class whatever you are creating, in the data context class that you are creating, I mean database context, in that class one extra function to be, you need to override one function called as on model creating. Okay, created or creating, I did not know, I will just check. Okay, this is the method to be overridden by us, where I need to tell inside that I have to specify what which tables, which column name you want to change, or table name you want to change, anything you can specify at a single location in this function itself. That's what first I will tell with the first one. Communication failure. So it is working or not, once again you tell me, okay? So this is the first one. Another method is all there, same overriding of that, but there is one more class creation. So 2 methods, I will tell you both the methods. First I will tell you one method, but in a new application I'll tell. I don't want to confuse in this one. Fluent API separately I'm going to create in a different application. So I'm closing this application, and it is, you will not feel very tough to understand this. I will show you how to do it. I'm hiding my view, my video, and I'm going to create one new MVC application. I'm creating one application. See here, C# web, ASP.NET, Fluent API. I'm clicking on OK. You are not on air. Monica, you are not on air. I was disconnected, okay? You are not on air. So now I'm taking as basic. Achha, I'm so sorry. We are with, what are we doing actually? We are doing in the console application, but by mistake I came here. But no problem. If I'm writing here or in the console application, meaning is the same, okay? Either place. Actually, I'm explaining everything in console application, but by mistake I came to the web application. But anything is okay. So now I will show you. Otherwise, I will give you idea from there only. The best way. File, new project, console application, C#, console application, Fluent API, demos on Fluent API. So what you have to do, only two classes, one student class, one employee class I'm going to create. You just go for your project and click on add class. You give it as student. So you give it as STD, okay? The class name you give it as STD, but table name will give it as student details, okay? So for this, you give it as to table attribute. You are going to give table attribute, but I am not going to give. You want video? No voice. Now, can you hear me, Joshain, now? Okay. Joshain, no answer. Okay. In this one, let me write public in ID get set public string std name get set. Too many columns I'm not writing. ADDR string ADDR get set. Okay, one is finished. Save it. Okay, one more I'm going to create. Add class employee, but the table name should be employee details. But instead of writing in this directly, I am going to show you in a different place. That is Fluent API. Public string emp name get set public string job get set. So enough. I am not writing too many of the columns. 5 is this, but nothing is completed. I just created console application. In that two classes were added. One is the std class. You can see that this is the std class. I will hide. If I am not hiding, you can't see. You can't get the voice. What to do? I am not understand. See here. All of you check my desk. std is one class where I have kept 3 columns: ID, std name, ADDR. The table name should be student details in the database while it is getting created. And for employee, employee details should be my table name. And this CMP name should be employee name. This job should be designation with a different names. They should be created in the database. And so these two classification is not sufficient. What else you have to do? You should go for One more thing, what are the small mistakes we have done? Do you remember? We have to download a package or NuGet packages for entity framework, without which it will not work, right? So first let me do that work also. Right click on your application. Yesterday whatever I told, the same steps. There is nothing new. Entity framework. Madam, already only for that application you installed, but not in a new application. In every application, if you want, you have to take it. If it is ASP application directly, you don't require. But from the console application, entity framework, if you want to perform, you must do it. I am installing, okay? It will take a few seconds, that's it. So done installation. Now, what we have to do? Create one more class for the data context. So what is the name? We'll give NIT context. Okay, I gave the name as NIT context, which should be inherited from what? DB context. It will give error as the namespace was not given. So I'm adding system.data.entity. It's been done. You lost it from NIT context constructor colon base. Here I gave my computer SQL server name dot double backslash Sai Baba. User space ID is equal to. Do we have to install the entity? Yes, Satya, you have to install. Otherwise, this is the console application. So compulsorily, in each application, separate application means you have to do. Same application means no need to do. Okay? Compulsory. Okay? Initial catalog. With what name we'll create our database? PGP. I will give our S160499 our batch code underscore DB. I'll write it as DB. S160499 DB is the database. So this is also finished. Curly brace open close. Constructor is finished. Now two tables. So two tables have public DB set in the bracket student SD. So you may give students, but even though you give students, the table name must be student details, the employees must be employee details. So how to give that work only I am telling. Instead of writing in the model classes, I am going to write here itself. So employees get set. But these are not finalized ones. Now I am telling you, all of you please check. I am increasing the size. You can see that till here everybody knows within the same class you have to override one function to specify this, to apply the method 1 fluent API. Method 1 fluent API. How you need to do? I said that you have to override. What is that? On model. See, automatically showing on model creating. Tab you press enough, automatically it will write this argument, everything. So your middle work, remember, you remove it. What is the argument name you see? Oh, data type don't see. Argument name, model builder. With the help of that, everything I can be able to do fluent dot. So what you want to do, which tables data you want to see here. So two table, no. Model builder dot. To table, why I am not getting, wait. Configurations dot to, no, this is not config. That is second one. Somewhere properties, okay. Let me go for properties means that is okay. Entity, no? Wait, yes. Entity means what? Generally table. So, std you have, right? That's name you give std dot to table. Std, see, bracket open close as a method. Entity is a method. This represents what? I want to change my std. Model class name is std, but my table name not to be stds or a student. It should be student details. So So how you need to tell? Dot to table, that's it. And in the bracket, what is the name? Student details. Like that, other table is there, model builder dot entity in the less than greater than employee is my model class name. To table represents that. See, parenthesis open close are missing, that's the reason it is not in. To table, in the to table you give it as employee details. However you like that, you need to specify in a single location. And after that, what columns names you want? Columns names is the STD name you gave, but student name is the full word. You want to check that STD? Check this STD, you can check what name you gave, STD, ADDR, but these two, it should be student name, it should be address full word in the database table. So how I should write? Again, model builder dot properties. Now it is properties, means your properties, so properties in the bracket, which property? Record, complete record, you can give any name of your record, which column I want, for which column of your record means, record name can be anything, R, it's not, it cannot be, it is not only required to be R, STD, so STD tables properties dot, in the bracket, or this is somewhere some mistake I am doing, properties, again dot, why I am not getting it, somewhere some mistake I am giving, where is the mistake? Syntactically I am giving some mistake, where I have given I am not a mistake. For properties, what I have done? Property, it's not properties, property. So I have done a mistake, I'll do the mistake correction. Model builder dot entity of STD, in that you refer to the property, which property to be referenced is REC. In that record, which property's name you want to change, STD name property, has column name means it will change the name of the column to whatever you want. What is the original name? STD name. But what you want to give? Student name. Please just let me tell you one thing. Go to this model builder variable, entity, refer to the entity STD and refer to the property REC dot STD name means REC is the name that you are giving for the record structure of the table. Any name, X also you can give. X is equal to greater than X dot, that means from the record this column I am selecting, this property I am selecting from this STD, and has column name represents a column attribute to give a different name in the database table. One is finished. Even for address you want the same. So copy and paste, and for which column you want to give, dot ADDR is the column and original column name in the database to be address. Finish. In the same manner, even for the employee also you can do it. So I will do only for one column of that employee, entity, employee, parenthesis open close, property, in the bracket REC dot. So you are getting the name CMP name from that model class. In that has column name means which is equivalent to your column attribute writing above that column name. But in reality in the model classes I was not. Here if I am writing, that is more than enough. So I will give it as student name. Sorry, not student name, employee name. I gave it as a mistake, employee name. So you remember, whatever I have applied on two different model classes, but a single location I am doing in the on model creating method. That is what is the Fluent API. Okay. Now I am going to execute this one. So, and one more thing, main one we forgot. What is that? Database creation we have to do it. What is the database creation? How do we do? So, my context, we need to create the database. So, and initialize the database also. We need to create the database as well as we should initialize the database also. For that, you can see that whatever procedure we have used already, the same procedure, there is no difference. In the first demo, database creation, how did you do in the main function? In the main function, have you checked where I should show that one? See here. There is a database you create if it is not existing. Actually, it is not existing, I know. If it is not existing, you write. Otherwise, you can write like this. Another command here, drop create database if model changes. That means every time any model class is changed, whether student or employee, the database needs to be dropped and recreated. So this is the way how you need to tell the database creation. If it is already there, you don't use these commands. But now you are going to create. But you want to check in the database what is the table name I got it for these two tables name, what are the columns names I got it. Is it same name as I mentioned in the model class or whatever I specified in the on model creating method. That is what. So I am just creating, I am not writing any records, only seeing the columns names and tables names. Is it really happening or not? So for that we are going to use this command. So this we will just see now. So what is that? Var db is equal to create database if not exist. Why it is not helping me, madam, means that's related namespace we were not added. That's why. What is our context name? NIIT context. So you give like this, but why this means don't over control dot you press. There is something wrong. Create database. Any mistake I have written? Please check. This is not the one. This is only. Create database if not exist. Control dot. Not getting it. Any mistake in the spelling or anything? Please check. We have window authentication. So what should we do means user ID and password whatever I wrote you remove it, Akash, and write there integrated security space security is equal to enough. I'll show you, don't worry. Okay, I'll show you. What is the mistake? Any spelled mistake? Create database if not exist. Correct only I gave. Create create DATABASE if not exist. Please check my dears what is the mistake I have done. System data, I got it. Let me go to references, add reference. System data entity we have to add. System data entity. It was not been added, so might be that is the error. Control dot. Still I am not getting. Create database if not exist. Data.entity. That's data.entity. Where is that? I was not selected. System references, add reference, system.data.entity. System.data.entity I have added. But still I am not getting it. Where is the one you are saying new, my dear? Where is our application? Okay. But still, acha. Thank you. So last time also same mistake we have done. We did a mistake in the new command. We were not giving the new command. That's why it is not coming. New create that. That's me. Correct. Thank you. So okay, the small mistake, and then db.initialize database in the bracket new NIIT context. So it is created. Okay, console.write line. You give message database created successfully. And before I am executing, one of the students' doubt I am clearing in the NIIT context when you are giving the that means he is asking that he is having the Windows authentication, not SQL Server authentication for his SQL Server. Whoever is having this problem, don't write user ID and password. Instead of that, what you have to do is, in this place, you need to write like this. Where can write and show you? Notepad. In that place, integrated space security is equal to true, you write. Okay. Remove these two and put this statement, integrated space security is equal to true. Then it will work. Okay. Is that clear now? So many of you are having this Windows authentication problem, so you can use that one. Okay. So now I am trying to execute. Any errors, anything I missed? No, let me check. Control F5. Database created successfully, it said. Let us check. What is the database name we gave? Do you remember? S160499DB. So in our SQL server, that database should be there now. Let us see if that is there or not. Yes, MNOPQRS. See here, can you see that database is there already? S160499DB, and SP underscore tables means it will show the list of the tables and views of that database. You can see that employee details. The first answer you got it. Tables names are changed as per our requirement. Now you want to check list of the columns, structure of that table. So SP underscore help, employee details, you give and select it. You will get the structure of the table with all the columns. There you can see that employee name. Are you seeing that you got it as employee name? And actually we thought of giving for this designation, we forgot. No problem. And here student details also I am giving. So the column name is changed or not, you check as per our requirement. So I did not go to any model class and did. See here, student name, address, both you can check, my dear. So you are getting the different ones. This is one methodology how you can do it. Is the Fluent API. Is that clear now? Is that clear now, all of you? Fluent API, only the meaning is, instead of going to every model class, in the context class itself, you override one method on model creating. In that you specify all the model classes related data annotations what you want to do. Table name changing, column name changing, foreign key adding, all these you can do at a single location, common location. That is in the data context file you need to do it in that class. And there is another method I told, but I am not going to show you, please do it. But that is the little lengthy, unnecessary work, but still you need to know there are two types. There is method 1 you have understood. Method 2 is what you know. For each model, in this class, in this context class only, for each model class, one configuration related file separate class should see here. I want to tell you that need to write this is in the database context file itself. And you need to create on model creating method, no two doubts. But additional work is what? Other than what? Before I am writing some code in that creating, you create some class. This is not the any name you give it. Think so that I want to do some settings for my employee class. So EMP mapping like that you give it, but it must be inherited from entity type configuration, and this represents that which model class mappings are you telling separately. So for each model class separately you need to create one configuration, entity type configuration type of class. I must see here, I want to tell table name differently, column name different for student. So separate one mapping class for student model class. Again one separate model class for your student. For employee separately, student separate, two different classes. See here, I am creating for employee separately, DEPT separately. Like that for, in our case, SD and e-employee setting. So one specifies that I am telling the settings for the employee class members. Separately you don't need to tell that I am doing for employee class, I am doing for, because you specified like this, it means that whatever you tell in this constructor relates to table, simply you are writing to table. But previously how did you write? You have written lengthy code, you can check that. build this object name dot entity in the bracket which model class dot, then you have to specify two table. But directly you told two table here, but this two table represents what is the new name for your table. But for which table? That is for this model class which you have specified. And what is the has key means primary key, setting the primary key of your table, which is a thing so that you did not mention which is the primary key. You have to specify with this has key. And in case it is a property like this means what has column name is a different name. For the EMP name is the model class name, but in the table it should be employee name. But anywhere are you writing here that builder dot, model builder dot what entity of student or employee? You are not writing. Why you are not writing is already separate classes, mapping classes you are creating for your model class. This is really a lengthy process. But only the thing is here in the constructor, entire thing no need to write. Simply two table means for this table only you are applying. Like that here two table means you are saying that DEPT model class original table name in the database should be department details. That's the way. So you will create like this mapping. These mappings should be attached to the configurations in the on model creating again. So now you see on model creating at the bottom. Again you have to write, no two doubts. This builder now configurations dot add new DEPT mapping, new employment. This is a lengthy work actually. This is second method of your Fluent API. Both will do the same task, but it is separately for each model class. For my clarity, I am doing a mapping class which specifies this table name should be mapped to what, this column name should be mapped to what. Like that only for a particular model class one mapping class I am creating, but it should be inherited from what? Entity type configuration. That means for this entity I am doing some configurations, that table name changes, column name changes, foreign key specification, has key means primary key specification. Like that I am going to tell. So that's about your methodology, how you are. This is a lengthy process when compared with that. In the same NIT context only you need to create like that two different classes for STD ones, for employee ones, and you need to write, and those details need to be like this you need to add. That is the second method which you also try. This I will put it in the group. Okay. So create one more application, create the same model classes, but in NIT context, in this second method wise you apply. 100% it will work. Is that clear? Is that clear to all of you? If not, I just knew. Yeah. Ashwini said this. Okay. So let me write as a question so that I will get clarity from you. Did you understand about Fluent API or not? There is a question, did you understand both the methods or not? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Show code. This code, okay. I'll show you the code, just wait. Once after this, once this question is closed, then you can see the code. Monica, just wait for 1 minute. Once this question is closed, you can see the code, okay? Nungambakam guest 003, Porur Center guest 01. Except these two students, everybody answered. With this what completed? Only second chapter, module 2 completed. After 12, 2 completed. Your cycle test schedule and all these I will give it in the group, okay? Monica, please check your code in the method 2. What is the work is, instead of writing like this for each entity separate, for each model class separately, you need to create one mapping class, and which should be inherited from entity type. Where should you write this? In the MIT context, whatever data context class you are creating, there only. Sorry for late, okay. But did you understand or not is the question, Venkat. Monica, are you checking? For us, HCD mapping, EMP mapping. You give two classes. Everything should inherit from entity type configuration. In the brackets, which model class settings are you telling? Especially for each model class, separately mapping file to be created. I cannot tell in a single class all the model class, the table names, changes, columns, I cannot tell. But only advantage is what, when you specify either directly to table means what is the new name of the table in the database and what should be the primary key column in the database, which column should be treated as a primary key, DEPT ID, and which property, DEPT name, what is the new name of it, has column name is department name. This is the way we are going to give. Only this applies for DEPT model class, but I have another model class. This is I just wrote. If at all your model class DEPT and employee, but ours is STD and employee. So accordingly you modify. For employee separately one more class I need to create to specify the settings that only works on that particular columns of that table. I mean model class. So like this you create. Now in the on model creating method, you have to write that builder dot this variable model builder dot configurations dot add and specify new DEPT mapping, new like that. How many model classes? Those many special classes you need to create separately, inherited from entity type configuration, and tell table, new table name, new column name. All these you have to specify. So better first method is the easiest one, but there are two tables like that. Instead of that you need to write model builder dot entity of in less than which table entity you are referring, dot to table means for that entity in the database what is the new table name. So that is the way. Is that clear, Monica? Now you are asked to show the code now. If we give the department as model class, then no need to change the table, no need to change. It's not rule that I have to change. If you want like that differences, then you have to give. Remember this two table, why should I give if my model class name and my table name should be the same only with AS difference? I don't require to write this Fluent API. This Fluent API is required if model class name is different and table name should be different. Model class property name is different, but column name should be different in the data. If you want such type of things, you need to tell. Otherwise, it is not required at all. This is annotations. Why do you require? If you want as it is to be created, you don't require. This is also the same. Okay, that's what end of the second module. Okay, so read line by line and complete it. Tomorrow we are starting with the third module where n number of demos will be there. That is what HTTP service you have. I told in the first day. There are two types of services we are going to learn here: HTTP services and SOAP-based services. So in HTTP-based services, we have ASP Web API. In SOAP-based services, we are learning WCF, Windows Communication Foundation. So tomorrow what we are starting with is first what is the difference between HTTP services and SOAP-based services for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll start with web HTTP service, that is ASP MVC API, ASP MVC Web API. So in that how you can create application, how you can create there also controllers will be there, there also action methods will be there, but a little different. Okay, how it interacts with the browser and all these I'm good. How to handle the exceptions, how to, after creating the service, how to access the service from the other HTML pages or other applications. This type of all little jQuery is also important. So jQuery please go through and come. Okay, so have a nice day all of you. So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. So it's